Hey, and welcome back. It's your favorite XR developer, and I'm here to show a demo of something I've been working on for a couple months now. And in my last video, I announced that I was done with Breezy Desktop. So it may come as a surprise that this is actually Breezy Desktop related. Over the years, every time I've posted about Breezy Desktop, I always get the question, when are you bringing Breezy Desktop to my favorite desktop environment on Linux? When are you bringing it to Windows, Mac, Android, all of that? And the answer was always that I'm only focused on Linux, and I don't want to port it to too many desktop environments, so I'm just focusing on GNOME and Kitty, Plasma, and ending support there. But as I was taking a break from the project, the idea came to me that there might be a way to build Breezy Desktop one time and have it work for all devices, all operating systems, all desktops, no matter what type of USB port you have. DisplayPort-Alt mode isn't required. Just build it once, have it work in all contexts, ideally, and not have to write any software that's specific to any of those other environments, which sounds almost impossible, but I'm going to show you how I've managed to achieve that so far. Keep in mind that this is a really early demo, so there's still a lot more work to do. There's a lot more ways that I can improve it and expand its compatibility. But in demoing this, I'm also trying to gauge interest, because honestly, I'm building something that I think is cool, but I don't really know if there's any interest in this kind of project. So if you watch this and this looks cool to you, and it's something that you think you would actually use, let me know in the comments. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look at what I'm building. So I'm calling this project Breezy Box, and you will see in a second why. But what I have here is an old laptop. This is about 10 years old, so it's not running super powerful hardware or anything like that. And on this laptop, I've reinstalled Windows 10, so you're welcome for that. And you can see I have the displays settings open here, and it's showing that I have 4 displays, with this one being display number 1. And I have this laptop connected via Ethernet to this little single board computer here. This is a Rock 4 C+. And on this, it's running Linux with Breezy Desktop. So a little single board computer is acting as a Breezy Box. And it's worth pointing out that this particular board is not actually a candidate for this project. I'll be recommending different hardware once I have it and test it out. But this doesn't have the right kind of output. It has HDMI output. So I have it connected to this monitor where you can see Windows desktops. These are the other 3 desktops that I was showing in that display dialog. And here's the Breezy UI. And the way I managed to make the Breezy UI available is through a browser. So any device with a browser can have access to the Linux application, which is actually running on that little box. And I only have to write it once for Linux. And I can zoom it out here, and you can see all 3 of those displays. Got a YouTube video going over here. I have the Breezy app over here, and I have a game running over here. One thing that's worth noting is that the way I'm doing this is by spoofing USB displays. So Windows thinks it has 3 USB displays attached, and these types of displays are typically not very good for video. So these are not the recommended use cases, watching YouTube, playing video games, because there will be a little bit of video lag. And DRM protected video will show up as black. So this is definitely not the recommended case. I am building this primarily as a productivity tool. All the Breezy settings that you may already know and love are here, which is like the curving, and zoom on focus works. So I can look around to the different displays and they will zoom in. Smooth follow will work exactly how you're used to it as well. The different angling and curvature options, spacing, and some of the advanced settings, neck saver, and all of those things are all here. Any board running Linux can technically achieve this. In fact, any computer running Linux can achieve this. So the only real requirement for this hardware is it can run Linux. Ideally, it has an Ethernet port so it can have a faster connection to your host, and it should have the USB-C video out that you need for your glasses. In fact, a Steam Deck could even be a Breezy Box. And then ideally, I'll also be able to demo this working on macOS and maybe even Android in the future. I don't think iPhone is a possibility. And it should also work with other Linux desktops like Hyperland and Cinnamon and those different popular desktops. So let me know, does this look like something that you would use? That's all for now. Thanks for watching.